I know it's been a while since I've updated my YouTube channel. A lot has happened since the last video talking about the LS7 IS300 behind me. Things kind of snowballed. I got kind of caught up with doing other things with work, so the car's just been sitting there collecting dust. But beginning of 2023, had the opportunity to drive George Reiss's Sabotage C10. It's a 73 square body. The truck was very well sorted out. We spent some time kind of getting it there, but long story short, early on the truck was fast. I had some issues trying to keep off of the cones, which quickly made me realize that there's some things with the square body, the shape of the fender, other things that really make it hard to get around some of the cones. Never mind the wheelbase. So fast forward a few months, my buddy Sean Berdine kind of started talking to me about a Blazer, and it took a few months to kind of make this deal happen, but long story short, Sean helped me out, traded him some parts for his convertible Nova for the Blazer. So he has a convertible, I'm going to have a convertible. This is going to be a bit of a project, as you can see. So basically, long story short, what I'm going to try to do is kind of duplicate some of the things that Sabotage had as far as the TCI components. More than likely, it will have a full chassis underneath it. We'll go into a little bit more detail of that shortly. But I wanted more of a family vehicle. Sabotage is a fantastic truck on the track, but it only fits 2 people. So easiest option was a Blazer. So with the Blazer, you have a bed floor in the rear with a rear seat. The complication with trying to get the thing as low as what I want, everything's got to be low. Low, 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 low. You have to basically either step the rails, cut into the bed floor, raise the seat. You know, my oldest is 15 now. He is not getting any shorter. He is likely going to be taller than I am. He needs to be able to sit in the back of this thing comfortably so we can go out, cruise nights, you know, go to movies, whatever. Again, trying to have it be a dual purpose, so take it on the track and also take the family and drive it around. Hell, the wife even will daily drive this thing from time to time, or honestly as often as she wants to. But I don't want to cut into the rear bed floor. So this is going to be a level of complication in the rear suspension that I'm not even sure what it's going to entail. I kind of have an idea of how far the rear end will go down without cutting, and it's not enough. Even with a very short autocross tire, 26 inches tall, let's say, the frame still is just too far away from the ground. My hope is to get this thing down around a 4.5 inch ride height at the bottom of the frame. And we're probably 3 inches away from that, 2 or 3 inches away. So some witchcraft's going to happen back there to make that work. But we'll get into that hopefully later. The main thing is trying to get this stock chassis to the point to where it's a roller again. Sean needed the stock front end that was on the truck back for his dad, so I've yanked that front end off. I had some spare parts from Sabotage. Some of those are mounted now. Cross member and upper hats. They weren't right for this year truck. Yeah, so I'm going to have to move some things around to make it actually function for this year chassis. But I'm going to make this thing a roller, get it to where I can sell it, and then again pursue the TCI full chassis. So the truck is a 73, so it is a full convertible. The top isn't in the best shape, but it's not bad. So I'm probably going to have some bad ideas on cleaning some of this stuff up. But it's kind of a mix and match. So Sean, it's kind of the same as I am, where he likes the later model front ends on these. I do too. There's a lot of different options between the early to mid and late 80s and even into the 91. But this truck has the, I believe, the 85-86 grille, so it's got the quad rectangle headlight. And he does actually have a billet grille for it in here in the box. Don't know yet if I'm going to use that or not, because I actually do like the factory grille for those year trucks. But it also has later model doors on it with power windows. They were truck doors, so we'll have to cap these and make it actually a blazer door. But yeah, see, there's that ugly firewall. Bad ideas abound. So this was cut previously to fit the later model door or the hood hinge. But the really neat thing about this truck is the guys that Sean bought it off of, they were using it as a mud truck. It was a factory four-wheel drive, but it had some huge tires on it, a different chassis, but this thing was, you know, swampers on it and way up in the air. So what little work I've been doing to it underneath, there is just muck everywhere. But strangely enough, very little rust. Yeah, stock seat that I'm not going to use. I'm also likely not going to use these sliding and vent windows. It's missing, I think I have the glass, but I think it's missing this piece here. But the kids never, ever have the windows down in the back of any of the cars that they ride in. So to me, there's no point in trying to track down a bunch of rare parts only for them to never use it. So I'll probably put some solid glass in there and call it good. But yeah, I think the family's going to be involved with a lot of this. I was wanting to put one-piece windows, but the wife said, no way, keep the vents. Her dad also had a C10 when she was a kid, so I think a lot of that's going to be a good memory for her as well. Her dad is a badass. So he was a World War II Korean and Vietnam veteran. So yeah, we might do something special for the Army because that's where he spent most of his life. For those of you that have followed along on the other project that I was doing at the shop, C-Twin, that was something that kind of worked out with Sean and me getting this and George getting C-Twin. Long story short, Ed, the owner of TCI, basically wanted that truck out of his shop. I don't really have the room for it, so we worked out a deal to where George took over C-Twin. So now I can live vicariously through George with him finishing that truck. And now I get to actually live myself through this thing with the family and being able to actually have them down here and hopefully helping me build this thing. It's a little cold today, so I didn't invite them down today, but as we move into spring, I definitely want them down here to help me out with this thing. So the biggest thing with C-Twin that really just, I got in over my head. I've done a lot of small projects over the years, but never have really built something from the ground up. And I ain't gonna lie, C-Twin got away from me. It was, you know, my eyes all glitter trying to do all these crazy fabrication jobs within the job. Cutting the gutters off, moving the engine back a lot, using the Astrovan engine cover on it. All of those things were fun to learn and whatnot, and it would have been a fantastic truck. So I'm glad that George is going to be able to take the reins and finish some of those crazy ideas for me. He's a full-time shop, so he ain't got to worry about it. I do this in my spare time. But I'm not trying to let this one get away from me. I do want to do some of the sheet metal fab, without a doubt. I'm going to shave the gas door back here, make an entryway in through the rear taillights. I'm definitely going to shave this firewall. These things are extremely ugly up here. With C-Twin, I moved the firewall back as well, which I might do here just because if you're cutting it up, it's not really that much more labor. But the one thing I did on C-Twin that I don't think I'm going to do here is lay the toe boards down. These cabs have a ton more room than the early trucks, let alone the fact that it's a Blazer. So I don't think I'm going to have any foot issues. I'm 6 foot tall, but I'm mostly leg, so I need to be able to have the pedals be in the right position and then just bring the steering wheel to me so I'm comfortable. And make it adjustable too, so the wife can get in it and have her be able to drive it without the pedals being in weird positions. So again, not going to go crazy with the sheet metal mods. I might build a dash for it. That's just simply going to be because of the cage. I'm going to have to put some A-pillar bars down in here to go down to the floor. And there's no really easy way to do that other than to cut the dash out. Of course, you can put it back, but I've never really cared for the square body dash. I actually like the OBS dash even better. If I could figure out a way to make that happen in here, I'd do it. But it's easier to just do something custom, lay something in there, use I'll say a tablet or maybe a Dakota Digital, universal dash in here. But again, I'm not going to try to let this build get away from me. I need this truck to be done at some point in 2024. The sooner the better. So with that said, I've got a lot of plans on this thing. I'm not trying to go super crazy with it. I've got some cool ideas for the engine. The transmission's probably going to be pretty basic, TKX or a TR6060, T56 Magnum, common stuff. The engine's going to be a little bit obscure, but it will be LS or LT powered. So yeah, that's kind of frustrating when I want to hop in sabotage and take the family out. Literally, one person's got to ride with me, and then the rest of the family's got to go in another view. So I'm very much excited to be able to have this thing just, do you guys want to go get some ice cream? You guys want to go to dinner? Go to movies? Go to a car show? Go to Cars and Coffee in the morning? Whatever, we're going to be able to just hop in this thing and go. Looking forward to getting this build going. Literally have done nothing to this point. It is New Year's Eve right now, and the only thing that I've done to it was yank that stock front end off of this and just kind of haphazardly bolt in this spare cross member. That's it. So starting January 1, 2024, this project's on. So moving forward, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to start dropping some videos of some of these little projects. I'm probably going to learn as I go along. Maybe I can show you guys a thing or two as I go along and see how quickly we can get this truck out there